Today we're going to take mixed numbers and multiply them. This is a little bit different than just multiplying fractions. As you remember, multiplying fractions is one of the easiest things we've learned to do. You just take the numerators and you multiply them, and then you multiply the denominators, and then you simplify your answer. It was pretty straightforward. Now we're going to add to this mixed numbers, and a mixed number has a whole number with the fraction. And so there is one more added step we're going to do this. We're going to take number 1, 3 1/3 times 4 1/2. The first step you're going to do is you're going to convert the mixed number into an improper fraction. Remember how we do this. I think Mrs. Weitzel calls it around the world, but you multiply the denominator times the whole number, and then you add the numerator. And the denominator always stays the same. So I'm going to create an improper fraction with these mixed numbers. 3 times 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10. I now have 3 1/3 is 10/3, times 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9, times 9 halves. Now everything is just numerators and denominators. Now, before I actually multiply these numerators together, I'm going to do my canceling trick so that I can simplify it within the problem. Looking diagonally, I can see 10 and 2 are both divisible by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 10 divided by 2 is 5. 3 and 9 are both divisible by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1, and 9 divided by 3 is 3. Now I multiply these numerators. 3 times 5 is 15. And 1 times 1 is 1. 15 over 1 is essentially saying the same thing as the whole number 15. Remember, fractions are like division problems, and 15 divided by 1 is 15. Let's try number 2, shall we? 4 1/4 times 2 2/5. Convert your mixed numbers into improper fractions. 4 times 4 is 16, plus 1, 17/4. 2 times 5 is 10, plus 2, 12/5. Looking diagonally, 5 and 17, there's nothing that I can really divide both those by. But 4 and 12 I can. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 12 divided by 4 is 3. Now I can multiply my numerators. 17 times 3 is 51. And 5 times 1 is 5. What I have for an answer here is an improper fraction. The numerator is larger than the denominator. Now I have to convert the improper fraction back to a mixed number. So I'm going to ask myself, how many whole times does 5 go into 51? When I do that as a division problem, 5 goes into 51 10 whole times with a remainder of 1. So my whole number is 10, and the remainder becomes my numerator, and the denominator stays the same. So my answer is 10 1/5. I'm going to do number 3 with you and number 4, and then I'm going to turn you loose to work on your own. Number 3 says 3 1/8 times 4 4/5. Again, convert mixed numbers to improper. 3 times 8 is 24, plus 1 is 25. And the denominator stays 8. Times 5 times 4 is 20, plus 4 more is 24, and the denominator stays 5ths. Now I'm going to use my canceling. Each 5 and 25 are divisible by 5. 8 and 24 are both divisible by 8. You might have thought 2 or 4, but you can go all the way to their greatest common factor, which is 8. 5 times 3 is 15, and 1 times 1 is 1. 15 over 1 is 15. It's not going to be this pattern throughout the whole thing. Number 4 says 5 and 1/4 times 2 and 4/7. 4 times 5 is 20, plus 1 is 21/4. 7 times 2 is 14, plus another 4 would be 18/7. Looking diagonally, both of these numbers are divisible by 7. 21 divided by 7 is 3. 7 divided by 7 is 1. 4 and 18 are both divisible by 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 18 divided by 2 is 9. This is where knowing your math facts comes in pretty handy because you can quickly see what they're both divisible by. Now I can multiply the numerators. 3 times 9 equals 27. And 2 times 1 is 2. My answer is an improper fraction. 27 over 2. The numerator 27 is larger than the denominator. How many whole times will 2 go into 27? 10 whole time. 13 whole times. 2 times 13 is 26. So it goes 13 whole times. And the 1 remainder is my numerator, and the denominator stays the same. 13 and 1/2. Remember your steps as you go through this. Number 1, convert the mixed numbers to improper fractions. Number 2, use the canceling trick before you multiply. It will save you a lot of time. Trust me. Number 3, multiply the numerators, then multiply the denominators. And then finally, simplify your answers. If your answer is improper, you'll need to convert it back to a mixed number. The rest is up to you to do on your own. A little hint about the story problems. The whole page is about multiplication. So you're going to be multiplying on the story problems.